What up? It's Flameplays here, and today I'm doing a different type of video on football related, not really FIFA related. Which, if you guys are new to my channel, that is mostly what I do my content on. If you guys drop a like and I see this gets quite a bit of views, I'll switch to doing some more of this content along with FIFA. And yeah, this is what I think Man United's like main, I guess, eight is gonna be next year, or what I hope is, because I'm a Man United fan and I'm 17, so don't take everything as like personal if you are a hardcore Man United fan, because like I don't know everything about football, but this is just what I've experienced after watching, I would say, most of the games about Man United and watching them play this year. And yeah, let's go for the people that are gonna stay. I think De Gea is definitely gonna say. Hopefully, De Gea and Pogba stay, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can change Pogba's mind, because Pogba, he's starting to piss me off the way he's been acting. But that's besides the point. So yeah, this is what I think we're definitely gonna need a center back, because I don't want Eric Bailly getting injured for the fifth time after just starting a game. I don't want Chris Smalling there, and I don't want Rojo there because he's just old. He's not good. And the other center back that I can't think of, Phil Jones. Oh, I don't want him there. No, we need another center back, and those four we need to sell. And yeah, and then we the lot we got him last year, and I still can. He's 20, so I still feel like he can really prove himself out there, and still could be world class. And Luke Shaw, I feel like he can be really good, considering he won like Man United Player of the Year or something like that. And then we have Martial on his day, can be amazing. And then Pogba, we obviously know that he's a world class player if his mindset is on it. And then Lukaku and Rashford. Lukaku, we've seen from the World Cup and in the past that he is an amazing striker if I guess he's fit. And then Rashford, we obviously know he's 23, he's pretty world class. And yeah, so the positions that we definitely need is going to be a right winger, because the only one we had is Mata, but he's gone. His contract is over. And then we need a CDM. Pogba can play there, but he's more of our creative mid. And I know we usually play three midfielders, but this is the best way in FIFA that I can set up the team. And yeah, so let's get into it. For the first one, I'm gonna pick Bruno Fernandes. People are now, he's in talks and he's worth like 50 ish mil is what everybody's saying. And this year, he's gotten 28 goals and 14 assists, and he's played in multiple positions. He could play in the camp position, kind of center forward. He's played left wing as well. I know we got plenty of left wingers, but he can't play there if like two people get injured or something. And yeah, so he can play there, and he's very good. And what I imagine would be something like this, where he's playing up top with like Lukaku, Rashford, and then Pogba at CDM and all types of stuff like that. And yeah, that's what I'm thinking for would be an insane signing. And I picked people that aren't gonna be worth 100 million. When I heard that Sancho was coming to Man United, I kind of got like kind of pissed off, because I don't want the same thing to happen with someone like Sanchez or Di Maria or like Gareth Bale. Like, I don't want someone that's gonna cost 110 million to come into Man United, who has had like a couple seasons or that they're amazing, and then they come to Man United and they don't work, like Sanchez, and then they're just on a whole bunch of wages. And during that time, Man United could have brought in three amazing players that we desperately need, instead of one attacker. Even though we need a right winger, there's plenty of right wingers that we'll talk about. So that's why Bruno Fernandes, I was definitely looking for those type of players to bring in, as you can see, and from the rest I'm going to be talking about. And so yeah, that if he comes in, like, it's kind of a low risk, because 50 million nowadays isn't a lot at all, especially when Man United are thinking about spending 110 million. It's pretty nuts. And yeah, so he would be insane. And then Rabiot, his contract is over, And I feel like Man United can really snatch him because Barcelona, they were thinking about getting him, but they already signed Frankie de Jong. And sure, their midfield is aging, and they could use someone like Rabiot, but they gotta balance their budget. They're thinking about getting rid of multiple players and players that are old too, and players like Coutinho, who what club is gonna take him? He's like Sanchez. He's not playing good, and no club wants those wages and that type of player at the moment. So that's why I think Man United can really tempt Rabiot with a good deal, and also he's French, with Pogba as well, and Martial. He could fit in well, so I really think he could definitely go in there. Plus, he's pretty tall. He's a very box-to-box midfielder, and he can play defensive role as well. And yeah, I would really love to see him. And he's a free, so that would give Man United more of a attempt to give him a higher wage, which Rabiot obviously wanted because he left PSG, the biggest team in Ligue 1. And then we have, by the way, Rabiot is young. What is he, like 23? He's 24, and yeah, he's really young as well. And then let's move on to Party. Now he is a little bit older compared to the other two, coming in at 26, if I believe my math is right. Yeah, 26. And even though he's 26, he still has quite a bit of years, like at least 4 years, especially since it's a CDM, like 4 or 5 years where he's still amazing. And he's obviously shown in the past years that he is quality, and he maintains at a certain level, and he won't cost a bunch too. He will cost like 60 million or so, like maybe 65 million, but he won't cost 70 million or 80 million. I would love for Man United to get Conte, but that's going to cost like 150 million. Plus, Chelsea is never going to give him up because of their transfer ban and whatever. So that's why I think Partey would be really good, especially because we need a CDM, because Matic has lost basically his capability. He's getting way too old to play CDM for us, and that's why we desperately need a talented CDM. And he's still 26, which is pretty good. Now, for us center backs, this one, what I said earlier about the 50 million area, this part might be a little bit different because we need a world-class center back. We need someone like, how do I say it, Van Dijk, someone that's gonna be like 80 million or something like that, but he's gonna upgrade our defense everywhere. He's gonna help out the right back, the left back, and the other center back next to him become even more better, which is why I think that we need to spend big money on our center backs. So Upamecano, the reason why I picked him, he's also super young. He's like, what, 21? And the reason why I picked him, I wanted to pick someone from RB Leipzig because I believe they have the best defense in the Bundesliga, or one of the best defenses in the Bundesliga this year on stats. And Upamecano, even though out of the three center backs he has played the least amount of minutes, I believe, he is going to be insane for the future of Man United if they do choose to sign him. And I feel like he will work well with the Premier League, being physical and also pacey as well. And I feel like we need a center back like him, someone that's going to be super good. And yeah, we just need a center back. And I don't feel like a bunch of clubs are really looking into this guy as much as they are De Ligt and those center backs. So I feel like he could be a very good signing for Man United. And the next person is Koulibaly, another expensive center back, but we really need one. And yeah, he is pretty old. He's 28 years old. And so yeah, he is a really good signing, as everybody knows, from Napoli. And yeah, I feel like he would be very good. Even though he's a little bit old, we do need especially if we're getting rid of players like Ander Herrera and Mata, and we're trying to get rid of Sanchez. We do need some experienced players, and I feel like he will really add that to the back. And I know he's super expensive, but we need a center back, and he's also really good. And then the next player is Alderweireld, which he has been linked to Man United for quite some time now, and he is also pretty old at like 29. I say old in like footballing terms. He's still really young, but yeah. Now him, I'm not quite sure because he is 29 and he's getting into the later stages. I don't know why, but for me, Koulibaly is way more tempting to get, but that's just my opinion. But Alderweireld is really good, especially with how cheap he is. Like people are saying that Man United might get Alderweireld for like 30K or like 40K, which is absolutely insane for a center back of his quality, even though he is coming to the later stages of his career. Because that's just insane for a world class center back in general. Because he has 1 year left on his contract, and he's not signing a new one, so Spurs are gonna have to let him go for cheap. And then the next one is Kenny Law. Now I know I said now these two don't really count because I really think Dalot. I think that's how you say it now. Probably wrong, but I think he's really gonna turn out this year. Even though we're getting rid of Valencia, I do feel like we still need another like right back. And the two that I was thinking is Lala, and the reason why I said this is that he has carried his team, and I didn't realize he was this old. I thought he was young. He's 28 years old, so I kind of go back on my statement, but he has carried his team quite a bit. Like I don't pay attention too much to the league on, but I've seen him a lot on the score sheet where it's just been a goal lead, and he has definitely brought that. And I feel like because he's from the league on from such a small league, I feel like we could buy him for a lot, especially for the right back that we have now. For him to get better, and we can have Lala in there for like 3 years or so when he's like 31, and we'll get rid of him, and then our right back that we have now, not Valencia, could get better. And so Lala, he will be cheap, and I think he's been super crucial for his team. And I know people say just the league on, but it's still a top 5 league. And yeah, I think it would be really nice to have into the club. Plus French too. And I know there's a lot of French players that I mentioned, French-speaking players like Pepe, Lala, Koulibaly, Upamecano, Rabiot, along with Pogba, Martial that we have right now. But for some reason, Pogba and French players just always get along. And then we have Wan-Bissaka. Now, this has been a big rumor with Man United, and I'm kind of happy because we do need a good right back. And he's super young too, coming in at like 22, 23, not 22, I think. And yeah, he's obviously is in the team of the season most consistent. He's been absolutely insane for Crystal Palace. And yeah, he's like 60K. People are talking about 50K, which I wouldn't mind personally. Feel like we should definitely get a CDM before we aim for a right back of that kind, but that's just my opinion. And then these are the three because we need a right winger, and some of these players, I honestly, if we buy two of them, I think it'll be insane because some of them can play multiple different spots. For instance, Hazard, he can play Thorgan Hazard. Obviously, he can play multiple different areas. He can play right forward, like right wing, kind of central. He's played multiple different positions for Mönchengladbach, and he's been insane this season. And Chelsea thinking about signing him, but why should Man United let Chelsea get Hazard when they lost him in the first place? And yeah, I think Hazard is a really good player. He's proven himself year on year, and it would be really nice for Man United to get him. Now, I'm not sure about this one because Dortmund apparently are in really close talks in getting him. So I'm not quite sure on that. But yeah, if we got Hazard, would be insane, especially um, for the sole fact that we got him away from like Chelsea and Dortmund and them. And then our next one is Nicolas Pepe. Now he has obviously been really up there. Arsenal really want to get him, and nothing like a Man United thing than to screw over Arsenal and get a player that they really want. And yeah, he's 24ish. Now he has I believe 20 goals and 9 assists in Ligue 1. He's played insane for Lyon. He's taking them to second place, and yeah, he's an insane player. And honestly, I think Man United should jump on him because 20 goals and like 9 assists, like compared to a league that's dominated by PSG, and he's in second place for both top goals and top assists, and then the next players in that top goals is Mbappe up top, then it's him, and then it's like Cavani and Neymar. That's pretty insane how he's 5 goals ahead of anybody else besides the PSG players in Ligue 1. So I definitely feel like we should try and get him, especially since people are saying like 50, 60 mil. I think that would be absolutely insane for someone like Nicolas Pepe, who has been very good this season. Now, I had to go with an Ajax player. Not De Ligt, though, but for Ziyech. And I picked him for multiple reasons. Mostly because he's been very good this season, and he has played left back amazing. He's played central really good, and he's played right back really good, as we've seen in the Champions League. Now I don't watch the Eredivisie, but I've seen him play in the Champions League, and he's been very good. And the fact that he's 91 rated in FIFA also shows that he's killing it in the Eredivisie. And he was also another 50k, 60k-ish player that if he comes to Man United, will be really happy. And the fact that he can play multiple positions, like for me, it would be insane if we could play Ziyech in the middle and someone like Pepe on the right with like Wan-Bissaka there and someone like Koulibaly there. Like look at that team. That's already way better. And then let's say Martial out and not Martial. Leave Martial there. We'll get some. I feel like Rabiot is a definite signing. If we play like that, like 4-3-3, we had Ziyech, Cam, Pogba, kind of like our box-to-box player, kind of creative as well. And then we have Rabiot as our CDM anchor, or someone like Partey as our CDM anchor, along with Koulibaly in the back. Look at that team. That looks insane. Oh my gosh. There's so many chances that I feel like this team right here, if everything works together, this could be a team that could challenge for the league, no doubt about it. And yeah, I feel like Man United have a bunch of signings that they could do this year, and yeah, this could be how Man United ship up. Let me know in the comment section who you guys think, if I've got it wrong, or who else you think Man United should sign. I don't really want Man United to go for a big player to sell shirt sales, because we've already had that with Sanchez and other players like that. It's just gonna suck when they get injured, like Bale or someone like that. But yeah, now let me just clear up before the video ends. The reason why I didn't pick players like Umtiti and there's another center back linked with Man United I can't think of, is because I don't want someone that's 27 and has injury experience in the past. There's something wrong with like his knees. That's why Barcelona want to get rid of him, because he's injury prone, and we definitely don't need that. We need someone that's not gonna get injured and is gonna be a reliable center back. And yeah, that's one reason why I didn't pick him. Sancho I didn't pick because of his price tag. Same with Coutinho and also Gareth Bale. Like I just don't want injury prone players or players that are like 28 who are worth a whole bunch who might not be amazing. I don't want another Sanchez to happen. And yeah, this is what I hope for Man United. If they buy like every single player here, obviously not gonna happen. But I definitely feel like if they, the main ones, Bruno Fernandes for 50-ish million, Rabiot on a free, Ziyech, Koulibaly, and I'd say Wan-Bissaka and Pepe. Like those five-ish players I listed up, I feel like that would make Man United at least a top 3 team. And yeah, that's gonna be that in this video. If you guys enjoyed this, obviously drop a like. If you like this type of video and want to see more and more stuff from me personally, hit that subscribe button. That would mean a lot. Top left is going to be some of my other videos I've created that are FIFA based, and the right middle-ish is going to be subscribe icon. If you want to hit that, that would mean a lot to me, and I hope you guys have a very nice day.